Welcome. I'm so excited you are here. This workshop is so close to my heart and something I've been teaching for over a year and really helping people to really step into their own alignment and energetic alignment. We're going to talk all about what that is. But first, wanted to introduce myself. My name is Melissa. Thank you for being here. And we're going to go through the entire workshop. Please make sure you have a notebook, pen, paper, anything to take notes. This is a workshop, even though it's here for you on demand on YouTube, wherever this might live. I still want you to treat it as if it is a real workshop that you are showing up to live to get the most out of. Although you'll have moments here and there to pause it, to really write down your answers. Take as long as you need with it. I'm so glad that you are here. I hope you know that this is a huge, important step to shifting your alignment. And what you're going to learn coming up in this workshop is how everything is really determined by your energy and where we hold our energy. We're going to dive all into it. So let's go ahead and get started. Make sure you've got your water, pen, paper, and we'll get going. Okay, so this is the simple secret to finally manifest so that you can shift your energy to be a match to all of your manifestations at once with one simple switch. So we're no longer scattering our energy, feeling drained, overwhelmed, overworked, all this different stuff. And we do have a workbook, so make sure you have the workbook with you. If you are seeing this on YouTube, there should be a little pop-up somewhere here, or you can find it down in the description below and sign up to make sure that you get that workbook. It'll get delivered to your email. So you can also use a pen and paper to get started if you just want to jump right in. My intention for this class for you is to leave with a more well-rounded, really solid understanding of how manifestation works, how simple it can be, and really to shift yourself into alignment, how to shift yourself into alignment specifically, and what does alignment really mean. But I really would love for you to take a moment, pause here if you want. It's in your workbook, or again, grab a piece of paper and write down what is your own intention. So we won't go into all there is to know about manifestation today. Of course, it would not fit into this class. We would be here for days, weeks, maybe months, but we do want to hit all of the important parts to shift your energy right now. And one of the things with manifestation is really getting clear on your intention. Whatever you begin to write down, put your focus on, is going to create. So this is another good reminder to get rid of any distractions, phones, and really keep all of your attention here on yourself, what you're learning and writing down here, and just write down what it is you specifically want to get out of this class to start that manifestation of it, as well as what are you wanting to manifest specifically. You can be really broad here if there's a couple bigger things you want, like better career or a new relationship. But if you want to get more into the details, feel free to do that too and write down a little bit of what it is exactly that you are wanting to manifest. Again, it just hones our focus, hones your energy exactly on that. Pause if you need in between these questions when you're ready. Why does what you want to manifest matter to you? Why is it important to you? So it's easy to think of like, oh, more money, more cars, more houses, whatever. But start to think about why this matters to you. And this is going to come up again in the middle of our workshop. So it's really good to get an idea down on paper and start to jot out why it matters to you, what in your life specifically will change when you get this. This is really important to look at as well. And what happens if you don't get it? I'm not sure if it's written down here. I don't think so. But really writing down, well, if I don't achieve this, what does my life look like 5, 10 years down the road versus if I do, what is the ripple effect of my life? And getting that out on paper. Well done. Okay, so we're going to move on. Pause if you need. And I just want to let you know this isn't something that just only worked for me. This is something that is repeatable. It works for everyone. This is just quite literally the way that it works. So I do run a full manifestation program where we cover everything. This is where I'm talking about. We could be together for months talking about this and going in depth with energy work and how energy works to manifest. So I really want you to know that what we are learning here in alignment, such a huge piece in all of these testimonials are specific to what we are learning here. Because when I first started teaching the full manifestation program, it was just a tiny class. There was no content. There wasn't a class built. We were just moving through it live. So we did one workshop on alignment, and then this was their results coming in off of it. So somebody who had been trying to have a new client for months and months and months and was getting to the point where she was giving up with it. She told me she kind of put it on the back burner. and wasn't really working for it anymore. Within a couple hours, we had our first class at 11 a.m. that day. And by 5 p.m. that day, she had a brand new client find her, which was really exciting. And then this one as well. Oh, this is the one that put it on the back burner. She said that I think this one took 8 months off. This one had said she put it on the back burner for a while. And then out of nowhere, she got somebody who booked a call with her from her website, which she'd never had before. And it was really exciting. This was within, I think, 1 or 2 days of our first class, and her manifestations were already starting to come in. So, again, whatever you have already written down, just right here, even, what is it you want to manifest? Or what you've been trying to work on before may start to show up right after this class, which is really cool. And then this other one too, there's two more I want to show that all have to do with the same thing, and it'll tie back into what you're learning today. So this woman here, within 1 week, she said she got word that she was getting $400 check in the mail for a gig she did over a year ago. And she called it money out of thin air, which totally was. But what's really important about all three of these is that it was in their energy field waiting, right? They had already set the manifestation. This money was owed to her over a year ago, but it wasn't coming in. There was a block. And so the moment that we actually get into alignment, it takes down that wall. And this is when we really start to get into effortless manifestation, and things just start to come into your experience, which is my goal for you. I don't know about you, but I don't like a lot of the effort, a lot of the strain, the push, the burnout, any of that stuff. It really can be effortless when we get into alignment. So that's what we're going to focus on. And then out of all testimonials, this might be by far my favorite. This was a woman who was an esthetician and an energy practitioner. Now she does hypnotherapy and all sorts of other things as well. And what I really loved, within a couple months of working together in the manifestation program, she said not only did it improve her sessions, improve her manifestations, the type of clients she got, all these different things, but what was really exciting, she knew how to guide other people on how to manifest. So she knew it so well deep in her bones that there was no longer questioning or wondering if things were coming in. She just knew how it worked, could use it, and it would work really well for her, which is really exciting. So I hope that's the place that we are all getting to, where you just simply know how to use it. You can use it in your day-to-day life without a lot of work or effort. So on that note, I know that different people will find this. Just want to let you know you are in the right place. If you are some sort of energy practitioner, whether you're a coach, healer, hypnotherapist, yoga teacher, maybe you're into wellness, you want to learn about energy work, you're just open to energy work, and especially empaths. So energy impacts empaths. That's a funny thing to say. It impacts empaths a lot more. And when you can get this down, manifestation becomes like this superpower for empaths, because we use a lot of our emotion, what we'll talk about, and you've got a lot of it from the world, right? We soak up a lot of emotion. So you can use it to manifest really, really easily. And on the other side of that, if you are not learning, you can be weighed down by others people's energy really, really often and easily, which I'm sure many of you have experienced. In fact, if you want to type down below in the comments, just type empath and let me know if you have experienced that, picking up emotions from others. Super, super common. And then also, maybe you're here because you've experienced, whether it's signs from the universe or something kind of showing you your path, your intuition telling you a certain path to go on, but maybe you're struggling to manifest it on your own. So you might feel stuck or stalled in whether it's your business or your life or whatever area is going on. You might feel you see the vision, but you just can't quite get there. Yes? And then, of course, in work too, what we were talking about with the testimonial here, Amy in the program, she did learn how to manifest really well, but when she first started, she was matched with clients who just were not a good fit for her, drained her, were difficult, maybe refunded a lot, were just really feisty, negative, not very kind people. And then by the end, her clients started to shift over. Maybe some of them that were feisty, they changed their behavior around her, or she would just manifest new clients in general and get a whole turnover of clients. So if you're wanting to change who is in your life, sounds pretty funny, but like whether it's clients or otherwise, this is something that we can work on too for manifestation. If you're wanting more free time, downtime, more money, if you know that you have any limiting beliefs blocking you, definitely comment down below and let me know if you do have any limiting beliefs that you are aware of. And if you are not, this is something we'll dive into in the workshop, and a little bit later we'll talk about it, but limiting beliefs can pop up to quite literally limit and block your manifestations and energy. So it's definitely something we want to look at. And of course, if you want to learn how to manifest, you are absolutely in the right place. Speaking of, this is what you're going to learn by being here today. This is all in your workbook. Make sure you grab that, or if you want to take notes as we go, beautiful. But we're going to be going over the 3 manifestation accelerators so that you can speed up your manifestations and begin to see them in your life. Like truly, when you apply all of these in as little as 1 day, which is really exciting. And not many people get excited about this one off the bat, but it's really important. We're also going to talk about how to slow down your manifestations. Partly because when you do get to this place of them coming in really fast, you may want to learn how to intentionally slow them down. But also, if you are doing this thing already, unaware, it could be what's blocking you. You might already have the brakes up and not really notice that that is the one reason of why you are not manifesting. So we want to look at that too. And of course, another mistake, we're going to talk about the mistake most people, especially energy practitioners, myself included, make when manifesting that keeps them not bringing in what they want. So that you can know if you're making this mistake too, you'll be able to switch it. And on that note, you'll know exactly what to switch it to. That is the one thing to focus on so that you can see that dramatic shift in your manifestations as soon as you apply it, which is really, really exciting too. Okay, so this is not for you if you want to save some time. If you are not into energy work at all or open to it, we are going to talk about energy probably 100% of the time. So just a heads up. Also, if you're going to be stressed when I let you know, there's more to learn. So this is from a live workshop. It's our same class, literally same class I used to do live. There is nothing at the end. So I'll just give a heads up. If you want to talk more about this, absolutely. The manifestation program still goes on. We have a group program, but it's not always open. So I put this workshop out right now so that you can get started. You can shift into alignment. So there's no pressure here. We will talk about how to get on the wait list and everything at the end. If you want to learn more, we can talk about it. Absolutely. But there's really nothing to join at the end of this. It's really just to get you toward your manifestations as quickly as possible. And it's really kind of like this puzzle. So I'm hoping that this is one of the first couple puzzle pieces, not just one, but like a handful of puzzle pieces for you to get started shifting your energy. And then we'll talk about the rest of the puzzle at the end as well. Speaking of, so even though this is on demand, there's still a free gift for being here because I really love seeing the impact that this gift specifically has had on different people, hearing their testimonials, their results, just from going through this energy clearing, how much it's reducing the lower vibrations and bumping them up to a higher vibration. So you do get 1 month free access. This is down below as well. It's in your email sequence when you registered for this workshop. Or again, when you click below to get your workbook or to get this freebie, you will get it in your email. So make sure, please do this. This is a whole entire workshop in itself with an energy clearing that comes with it. That's really, really powerful. You can do again and again as long as you want for that entire month and see your energy really bump up high. Oh, yes, and you are going to want this by the end. You'll see why as we go. Plus a giveaway. So throughout, depending on how long we've known each other, we might be new. Hello, welcome. If we have known each other for a while, you might know that I do giveaways here and there. So there's always usually a giveaway going on. Do make sure to take a picture, whether it's from this workshop, it could be this page, whatever page resonates with you. Post it to your Instagram stories and tag me. It's at Manifest with Melissa. The tag is down here on each page. And what it'll do, it will automatically enter you. Make sure we have the tag, then we can log it, but it'll enter you into a giveaway. Sometimes we're doing free one-on-one sessions, belief change sessions, Reiki sessions, card readings, all sorts of different things. Maybe you'll win like a program here or there, whether it's meditation or anything at all. There's tons of different stuff going on, so make sure to enter the giveaway as well. Okay, so who am I? Why am I even teaching this? So this is a picture of me. Well, it's a stock photo, but I thought it was really funny because it's how I used to feel, really stressed, depressed, weighed down in emotional baggage. This is a more accurate picture of what I look like. I was teaching yoga, traveling abroad. According to what you saw from the outside, it looked like everything was really good. I was traveling, going to all these fancy yoga retreats and trainings, and really on the surface having a good time. But despite living, breathing, following all of these yoga practices and principles, I was still stuck in all of these limiting beliefs, patterns, deep, dark depression. It was a really rough place. And the more I learned about things, I would become aware of what was, quote, wrong with my mind and my body and everything, but I couldn't fix it. Like anything that I would try just wouldn't fix it. And so I'll share a story really quickly here of this is really what opened me up to not only manifestation, but also how easy Hear me when I say this, how easy it can be to flip a belief, heal a trauma, a pattern in your life, anything at all can be cleared up quite quickly. So I was becoming aware of, and maybe you've gotten to this place too, where you're starting to notice different insecurities, beliefs, limiting patterns that you have, whether it's not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy enough, not feeling lovable when you get down to it, or whatever it is. Or maybe you just are too nervous to show up and ask for a promotion, or too nervous to reach out for your next potential date, or anything like that. So I was becoming aware of all that I would like to change, all that could be upgraded in my mind and beliefs. But no matter what I tried, it just wasn't working. And I was trying all the things, whether it was therapies, acupuncture. And I'll say here, I really do love, 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 love acupuncture. But in this certain scenario, it did not quite work. But I was trying all the different things. And then I remember just being so brokenhearted, like on my floor, crying in the bathroom for days. And then I was like, you know what? I'll try one more thing to clear my energy. I booked a session at acupuncture that was about an hour away because it was a community clinic. That's all I could afford. So I drove the hour there and I was just crying, pouring tears down my face the whole way there, thinking, this is going to be the thing that fixed me. Have you ever thought, like, oh, this one more class, this one more whatever, this is going to be the thing. This is going to be the thing. And so I get there, still emotions pouring out of me, but still kind of hopeful, thinking, like, this is going to be the thing to change my energy. Crying through the whole appointment. And I remember laying flat on a massage table or acupuncture table. And so the tear, like I had all the needles everywhere, and I don't really know how it is with acupuncture, if you can move or you have to stay really still. I don't know, but I assume you have to stay really still. So I'm just there, not moving my arms, and my ears, I remember my ears filling up with tears and like water spilling out. I was crying so much. And my poor acupuncturist came over and he was so sweet and kind. And he was like, ma'am, are you okay? And I was just like, yeah, I'm fine. But I really wasn't. It just seemed like no matter what I tried, nothing was working to change my energy. I knew about manifestation. I, read The Secret, started learning about it, but I just couldn't change my vibration. And you learn, oh, you have to match your frequency, match your vibration, do this, do that, whatever, raise your vibration, which is somewhat true. We're going to talk about that today. But I just couldn't budge it. It would not budge. It wouldn't move. It was stuck in those lower vibrations. Cried the whole way home. Acupuncture didn't do a thing, although I do love acupuncture now. Not against acupuncture, this is just where I was in that moment. And I remember having the thought on the way home of, maybe this life, I'm here to become aware of my problems, of what's wrong, of what limiting beliefs I have, different traumas from childhood or past relationships that were abusive, or all this different stuff. And maybe in the next life, I'll be able to afford to fix it. And I just remember getting to this moment where I was just like, I wasn't sure of my views of spirit, God, source energy, or anything at that time. I had some theories, but, don't really know. And so I'm not sure who I was praying to, but I remember just having this thought of like, this is it. Like, I kind of give up. Like, I need some help. And so what's really interesting now, looking at manifestation, I was trying so hard. And so I had all this resistance build up. Nothing was working. The resistance was matching. And then the moment I just let go and said, like, can't do it anymore, I give up. I could use some help. Yeah, like send me some help. But like, I think I'm going to give up because nothing's working. The resistance dropped. And that night, somebody who I knew fairly well, but we weren't close or anything, we'd met actually at this yoga teacher training over here. I'd met her a year or two before. And she sent me a random message on Facebook and was like, hey, I don't know if you'd be interested. I just learned this new modality. I need people to practice on. Do you want to try? And it was for subconscious beliefs or something. And at that time, I did not think it would work, but I was like, sure, why not? I'll try anything at this point. What's one more thing? And so we did one session together, and I was too insecure, too blocked off to really tell her anything about my personal life. And there was a whole list of things that needed changed, whether it was relationships, communication problems, even feeling any sort of self-like, much less self-love. And so we focused on my yoga teaching because that was comfortable and safe, and she already knew me from yoga teaching. So we did a couple beliefs on my confidence with teaching yoga, which at that time, every time I taught a class, even though I loved it, even though my intuition was saying, yes, this is for you, every time I taught a class, it would feel like the people didn't really love it, or I'd wait for somebody to complain or something like that. I always had a lot of insecurity that people wouldn't like it. And so we did belief changes around, I'm comfortable teaching yoga. People love my class. It's fun to teach yoga. I don't remember exactly the words, but a couple like that. Just one session. And within 1 week, the very next time I went to go teach yoga, I wasn't advertising, didn't do anything different externally. This was just my energy. My belief changed. Therefore, my energy changed. My alignment changed. We're going to talk about this coming up. So you can do it too. And within 1 week, the next class I taught, the class size doubled. It was the first time that I ever felt comfortable, excited, happy to talk eye to eye with the patron instead of putting them in downward dog. It was a world of difference that I experienced. And it just was mind-blowing to me how a couple beliefs would change not only my experience teaching, but also the class size naturally doubled. I was more open to teach more people. And then I got invited to teach a yoga retreat in Costa Rica, which was a dream of mine. And I also got invited to help on a yoga teacher manual for a teacher training, which also was a dream of mine. So all of these things started opening up in my yoga career within a week. And I was like, okay, I need whatever this is, I need some more of it. And it was Psych K, which is a modality that I now offer, I do with clients, and we have inside of the manifestation program. But it really opened up my world. I went right back to her, the woman who was helping me. And I was like, okay, let's do another session. We started to dive into my relationships, and I ended up finding the person I'm now married to. And we dove into money and work and travel and all of these different things. And my life would just start to open up when you change the belief. So then after that, this was me cruising towards understanding energy. It really opened up my world. Even doing the belief of I trust my intuition, I'm good with energy work, changed the way that I did Reiki and energy work. As soon as you believe it, changes your energy and everything opens up. And so this has been years now. I don't know how many I should have calculated, but quite a few years, maybe nearly 10. I don't know. It's been a while. And this is where I live now with said husband. One of my manifestations specifically was to have a mountain view. At the time of setting it, I didn't think it would be real. I thought it would just be vacation homes or something like that, or trips. And this is a picture of the mountain in our backyard. This is me and my dog on our little farm. And manifestations come in really easily to me because it is a simple formula. When you get it down, you can just manifest on demand, which is really fun. But the biggest joy that I get now, and why I'm doing this workshop for you to watch whenever you are ready, is because it's really, really wonderful to see other people manifesting too. And it's the ripple effect for me too. So when you get what you want, when you get into aligned energy, when you heal that trauma, change those beliefs, you put out a bigger ripple effect too. And you'll hear me talk about that on Instagram and my emails all the time too. The ripple effect is huge to me. So fast forward today, it's a little bit more than this now. I've worked with private clients to help them manifest their dream lives for quite a while, working one-on-one with people. And then in autumn of 2023, we did the first group manifestation program, which is still running today. It's doing really well. I have a lot of fun with it. People in there are manifesting all sorts of beautiful things. And the first day that people join, they see their manifestations come in, which is really, really wonderful too. And then also people in the program, what we see, what we call like a snowball effect, because things just begin to work out in your favor again and again and again, and things come in with ease. So now my main goal is to share with more people, because manifestation is quite literally so important, and it influences every part of your life. You cannot, I will sit here and wait, you can try, but you cannot tell me a part of your life that this does not impact. This is the one thing you need to be focusing on to see a change, no matter where you want to focus, whether it's health, love, money, relationships, kids, pets, how well your flowers grow, anything at all is going to come down to what energy are you in. So my entire life did change when my energy shifted. That was that first belief change I experienced, and my energy shifted, and I saw how to actually shift my energy and be in stay in alignment. And another reason you guys want to enter that drawing, sometimes we give those Psych K sessions away so you can change like a whole plethora of beliefs right at once if you want to. So do make sure you enter that. So this is really important too, and you can write this down. When you can master your energy, this is really the only way to manifest what you want. That's it. Learning how to master your energy. That's why we're going to talk about energy and alignment today so much, because it's the only way to manifest what you want. And if you are an energy practitioner and you don't know how to manifest your energy, what sort of session are you doing? This is really important to learn. And I hope you can start to see that when you know how to shift and change your energy, not only yours, but somebody else's, you'll become such a skilled energy practitioner, which I'm sure if you are an energy practitioner is what you want. So this is really important too. Every single thing will be influenced by this by far. So, of course, really glad you're here. So before we jump into the lesson, a couple things to keep in mind, and you can write these down. This is in your workbook, actually, if you want to just write them down as affirmations, because again, where your attention goes is what you create. So are you willing to agree to keep an open mind and let yourself get out of the way? Hopefully, what I share here is new and different, because if you're not getting the results you want, then hopefully this is something different, right? So keeping an open mind that it might be a little bit different than what you've heard before. Hopefully it is. And then take action. So being in integrity with yourself, your intentions, and your own behavior. If something speaks to you, if something calls to you, if it resonates with you, take action on that, whatever it may be. And then, of course, have fun and be kind in there, is because when we do this live, we've got a long group chat going. So be kind to yourself. You can still use that, but a really relaxed and playful energy is going to help you integrate any shifts that we're covering. Anything being in that open energy, fun, playful, is going to help you integrate quite a bit. Okay, so let's get into it. Energy alignment and magnetism. So many people use the word magnetic, magnetism, all that stuff. Let's talk about it. So we know that energy is the basis of everything. Everything is energy. And if you are brand new to this, now you know energy is the basis of everything. If you break down like smaller than the atom and the molecules and all the little things, you keep picking it apart, you find that it's 99.9999999% energy. So even though, yeah, we're physical, it's really just a bunch of energy packed together. And that energy is also always, never a moment in time where it's not. It is always in motion. Therefore, everything has a vibration. It's quite literally doing a little dance. I like to think of it as dance. And the rate at which your energy vibrates is your frequency. So you may have heard the terms energy, vibration, frequency. Here's how you can distinguish them. It's kind of all the same thing, but each one's a little bit different, as you can see. Energy is everything. The rate at which it dances is your vibration, and that rate of vibration is your unique frequency. And your frequency, whatever your unique frequency is always, I can hear my intuition being like, put that across the whole screen. Always, always, always. Never a moment where it's not working for you. Always continually attracting what's in your life. Always. So, as you know, this is really important to get down. And what I used to think for manifestation, and tell me if you've done this too, you can write down in the comments below, I'll see them, or you can respond to email or DM or all that good stuff. But what I used to think was, well, I'll manifest this, I'll manifest then, I'll spend 10 minutes manifesting here, there, wherever, and then I'd go about my day. But it never stops. So this is why we want to get to a point where we can hold alignment, we can get into energetic alignment and maintain it with ease, because it is always, always bringing in what's in your life. Okay. So let's talk about the number one mistake that most people are making, myself included. For the longest time, I paid a coach, God knows how much money, to tell me to do this, and it was not the correct thing. So let's clear it up once and for all. Many people, and let me know in the comments if you've been taught this, many people are taught to match the energy of what you want to attract in. Match the frequency of it and you'll bring it in. Let me know who's heard this. So this could be, when I was manifesting having a mountain in my backyard, I'd try to match the frequency of a mountain. If you're trying to match a relationship, you're trying to match the frequency of being in a relationship. If you're trying to manifest money, match the frequency of money, right? Match the frequency of this, that, whatever. Match the frequency of the you who has the money, of the you with the relationship, of this, all these different things. Match the frequency of a hot tub. Whew. And you might be really good at this, because one of the things I teach in Reiki level 3, I think, is how to actually become a surrogate with other energy. So you can very easily learn how to match the energy of a mountain or match the energy of money. You can feel that frequency. And so if you're good at doing this, you might get stuck in this trap of trying to manifest all these different things. And can you see how it becomes like all these different lines, these cords, these energetic drains? If you match the frequency of each individual thing, you end up exhausting yourself. Maybe you feel drained, and it works here and there. Like maybe you get something here and there, but wouldn't you agree? Tell me if you've experienced this, that it requires so much energy and effort to keep your energy focused on all of these different things. Keyword, on something different than you. Can you see why this would be draining? Because, and wouldn't you agree, that your spirit, your higher self, is here to be you, uniquely you. It does not want to be the frequency of $1 million, or you would literally be a pile of cash. I find that I can't wait for the day, and this video is helping it. So feel free to share this with a friend where this becomes cleared up, common knowledge that you don't match the frequency to the thing, because this is what's leaving so many people exhausted, drained, overwhelmed, feeling like manifestation is work. And it's not, because let's back up for a moment and realize that your frequency, it's always, always, always attracting what's in your life. So maybe you do match the frequency of 10 different things here and there, and you're going about it in, for lack of a better word, the wrong way, the harder way, we'll say the harder, more draining way. And so you might get something here or there, but you're just, so much of your time is telling the universe, I don't want to be me. I don't want to be me. I don't want to be me. We'll dive into that more in a moment, but what do you think that's doing? Woo. So here's what we do instead. We are no longer, hopefully you know, from now on, we are no longer matching the frequency to the individual thing. Take it off your to-do list, scrap it from your morning routine. You don't have to do it. Here's what you can do instead. Match the frequency, which is getting into energetic alignment with yourself, but in particular, your highest self. Oh my goodness. So you might be thinking, all right, cool. What does this look like? How can I know when I'm there? And why would that bring in all of my, whether it's 120, 240, 560, all of my different manifestations, 1 million manifestations. You can have as many as you want. So let's talk about it. You are source energy. You know this. There's a part of you that knows this. You wouldn't even be here if you weren't. You are source energy. And your higher self is of source energy. Yes? I like to think of it as there's this broader source energy. I don't know if you can see me in a little camera. Broader source energy. That's kind of like this funnel. An extension of that is your higher self. And then an extension of that is you right here in your physical body. Yes? And so you are of source energy still. You are your higher self. So if you were to pause and think about the perspective of whether you call it God, source energy, universe, universal love, highest alignment, whatever, your higher self, what perspective, what viewpoint, what energy do you think that they are in? What comes to mind? Often, it's going to be love, appreciation, joy, peace, that deeper knowing. When we can be in that energy of love, appreciation, joy, peace, calm, happy knowing, then of course, wouldn't you be matching the frequency of your higher self more closely? Yes? This brings in your manifestations because your higher self already knows what you want to manifest. It's easy to get caught up in thinking from a human perspective of, I must remind them, I must tell them all the things I want to manifest. But the reality is, they know because it's you. It's from them. They know what you desire because it is you. Your higher self knows what is in your best interest already. Let me know if this is making sense. This is just such a huge piece of it where we don't need to pour so much of our time and attention into the ask. Because if we can get into alignment, which looks like, and we're going to talk about it more because it has to be an authentic, genuine love, appreciation, joy, peace. Like you're radiating off the charts higher vibration, which is attainable. You can get there. Trust me. Been on the floor, down bed, crying at the gym, and crying my eyes out on the bathroom floor. So I know that you can switch it. It can be done. I've seen it hundreds and hundreds of times over and over again. When you can switch to that aligned energy, you'll be lined up with your higher self. They know what will bring you the most joy in life. And here's the kicker. Your higher self knows the best path to get you there. This is when it becomes effortless. It's almost like you start to be handed the roadmap. So when you can get into the feeling of love, joy, appreciation, peace, whatever word it is for you. One of my students uses the term blissful. One of them uses like a slow, relaxed life. Mine is, what's mine? Happy and relaxed. Whatever it is for you. When you can get into these feelings, then the more often you are automatically attracting what you want. And you simply know by how you feel. Do you feel that genuine high vibration, love, joy every moment? Cool, you're there. Do you not? Wonderful. Now you have the data you need to get there. So let's look at this another way. Another mistake that people make, Second one, if you think about any manifestation you want, instead of matching, quote, the frequency of it, or instead of matching the frequency of the you when you will have it, which is another way that's taught. So have you ever done an exercise where they're like, visualize a future you that has it, visualize and tap into the future you that has it? Can you see what I'm doing in that moment as we visualize the future you? You're kind of removing a bit of yourself. Yes. So when we match the frequency of, quote, when we have it, the moment that you do that exercise, it's possible, probable, likely that you're sending an energetic signal to the universe. And what I mean by likely is there is one way to do this, and I teach this in the manifestation program. This can be done, but you must be really clear that you're in the right energy. So what often happens is people come into this from the lower energy, from the place of, I haven't manifested, so let me do this exercise. So what you're saying with that is, I'm not okay with where I am. Let me know if this makes sense in the comments. In the moment of doing that exercise, maybe wait till we cleared up and then type in if you need some clarification on it for sure. But when we're doing that, you're saying, I'm not okay with where I am. Something with me must be off. So I'm going to take my time to change to a future new and improved me. So if you're visualizing a future you who has the thing, you're removing your energy from right now, essentially saying, I'm not okay with where I am. Let me tap into this. This place is better. And if it's better, it must mean, well, then this one's not enough. Ooh, the root of this statement to the universe, I'm not enough. I'm currently lacking something. And you manifest lack all around. This is really important to look at. I'm so glad you're here looking at it. So here's what will actually bring in your manifestation for you. I'm so excited to share it with you. Think about any manifestation you want. Go back to what we first wrote down in this workshop. What is it you want? Why do you want it? And really pick out one of those manifestations and start to look at the root of why do you want it. And so this might take a couple layers to go through, and this is a little exercise you can use again and again and again. So whatever the manifestation is, let's say I have a manifestation that I want to be able to retire my dad and have him move in with me, move in next door. And you think like, why? Well, it would make his life easier and, he wouldn't have to worry about money or bills or anything, and he'd have a nice house with a mountain view. Great, cool. Why? Like, oh, another why? Okay, well, it would make him happy and he would get to be near us. I want him near me. Okay, why do you want him near? And if you keep digging down and digging down, you'll get to where eventually there is, drumroll please, an emotion word for why you want it. So it will make me happy to know he's taken care of. It'll make me happy to have him nearby. It'll make me happy to know that he doesn't have to stress or worry. It'll make you happier, more relaxed. It'll bring you joy. You'll love having it. One of these emotion words is likely going to pop up for you. And when you go through a couple of your manifestations, you can do this again and again, and you'll start to get to the root of why you want them. You'll likely see a common theme with your own unique emotion word. This is where I talked before that some clients of mine say blissful or relaxed or happy or peaceful or whatever. Mine is happy, relaxed. And what's really neat, it's going to pair up with the view of your higher self, somewhere in the realm of love, joy, appreciation. Because I doubt you want to manifest it because it's going to make you more depressed, right? You're manifesting it because it's going to make you happier in some way, form, or shape, more relaxed, more at ease. Yes? Once you know your common positive emotion and you feel it in your day-to-day already right now, the message to the universe from this place, wow, I'm happy as I am. I'm enough. I feel good. I appreciate what's in my life. I enjoy my life. When you can feel this, be this energy in your day-to-day already, before you have the thing right now, this is the message you're sending. I'm enough. I have enough. I feel good. I like what's in my life. I enjoy what I'm doing. The root of that message, I'm enough. I attract all things that will bring me joy and make me happy. Wow. In that energy, you're going to manifest more situations, people, places, all the things, everything in your manifestation list that will continue to bring you more joy, more to appreciate, and more to love. Let me know if this makes sense. This is huge. So when you can feel joy just for the sake of feeling joy, This is, I never thought I'd sing on a YouTube, but here we go. This is what will bring in more. You say to the universe, I'm complete. I have what I need. And then, and only then, you manifest it into reality. Here's the problem. Pay attention because it comes up. I don't want you to think, okay, I'll just go feel joy. I'm good to go. Feel joy. Got it. But we do need to maintain this. Many people struggle to maintain this. And there is a way, we dive into this in the manifestation program, where you can be in the lower vibrations and still manifest. This takes a couple more hours of a workshop to get there. But if you can just genuinely be in joy, beautiful, do it. Oh my gosh, it's going to work. But the problem is it can be a struggle to maintain this on your own. So this is where you need to become aware of your energy so that you don't drift towards negative, which often happens. That's why you'll see every month in the emails, there's a challenge for you. If you're doing this challenge, this is going to clean this stuff up for you automatically. One of them being watch your complaints, because if you find you're complaining, whoo, then we know we've got some negative energy going on. So really start to clean this up. You really must be an authentic joy alignment, a cover emotion, ignoring your problems. So if you're like super stressed to the max about money, but just thinking, I feel joy, I feel joy, I feel joy, well, it's not going to cut it, right? We can't ignore, shove down, push anything away. This is not about hiding or doing a fake it till you make it positive fake emotion, but rather, can we genuinely heal and get ourselves into a joyful place? Beautiful. Then you're in alignment. Let me know if this makes sense. And it's more nuanced than this, but for the sake of time here, we'll just keep it short to the point of get into an authentic joy alignment and you're good. So yes, ignoring your problems won't cut it. This is why we spend so much time with my students showing them how to master their own energy. This is what the whole manifestation program is. You can learn, especially as an empath, to master your energy, to be in a lower vibration, have it still manifesting the good as you clear out the lower vibrations. So that's why, remember I said by the end, you'll want that energy clearing on the freebie. You're going to want that energy clearing because this is going to start the process for you. This is your next step to really clear out that energy and show you how to be in authentic, aligned energy. No matter what, here's the kicker, no matter what's going on in your life. How wonderful would it be to have a baseline of joy, peace, knowing, aligned energy, no matter what's showing up? Then it doesn't bring you down, doesn't knock you off the horse. You just go, huh, cool. That's an experience, and you're back up, which is where I want you. So we're no longer being like this meme, burning all around us, and we're really stepping into that joyful alignment. Okay, so now we're going to cover 3 accelerators to speed up your manifestations themed directly after alignment. So as we're talking about getting into that authentic joy and alignment, this is how you're going to do it. So doing that change work, healing, whoever you're working with, whether it's me, we dive deep into this, whether it's the manifestation program and you have a toolbox to do this on your own at any point in time, you want to have something to do this healing work. So this is switching your subconscious beliefs, removing those emotional attachments to trauma, seeing the world through a new lens, clearing your energy, get that freebie, knowing what to focus on. This is part of it too, because we can be so scattered in our thoughts, yes? And specifically, knowing what to focus on for your healing. Another part that I see often is when we're diving into the healing work, and I had a coach tell me to do this, and it's really funny. All of us in her program, we ended up in more debt, in lower alignment, a mess, because all she had us do was change work, and we would dive and dive and dive for our problems. So there is a method that you want to go through, a formula to address what comes up, but don't dive any deeper, so that you're never diving deep into the problems, just going to look for them, because then you're going to create more of them, because what your attention is on, you create. So make sure that you're doing it in a really good rhythm for yourself. Make sure you're working with somebody reputable to help you with that. And here's really why you want to do that change work. We kind of already talked about it a little bit. If you're attempting that fake happiness or joy, trying to cover up your real emotions with a fake it till you make it, your core vibration is still going to be a lower one. So you end up matching the trauma emotion or the frustrated, sad energy, and you still manifest the same experience. So you must remove it from your frequency at the core level. And this is where we talk about, we get our core vibration into alignment, and then life can happen, sure, but we are steady, yes, versus falling and flailing and all over the place. All right, number 2, Intuition. So you may already know about intuition. There's another workshop coming up that I do live. I say coming up, this is going to be on YouTube, so who knows when, but stay tuned. Reach out if you want details on it. We'll talk about it a little bit at the end, hopefully, if I remember. But intuition comes up a lot in that one. And so what we want to talk about are really getting into a really strong connection with your intuitive guidance. Your intuition is always, again, there's not a moment in time of existence where it's not there for you, not trying to help you. It is always trying to direct and guide you. How wonderful. Yay, beautiful. You've got help. So knowing how to recognize your intuition, how to listen to it, trust it, and then actually act on it, which again comes to change work. Maybe we hear what we're supposed to do, but there's a limiting belief keeping us from doing it. Yes? So these three things together are the listen, trust, act is by far the biggest thing that's going to bring your manifestations in effortlessly. It is a huge key to the simple manifestation because they're handing you a roadmap, the path of least resistance that will bring you your manifestations. And so why this is really important, say you're trying to manifest a soulmate and your friend met somebody on Bumble, and now you think you need to be on Bumble, even though your intuition is trying to guide you towards the coffee shop down the road at a certain time, and maybe your person is there. So really being able to listen to your intuition on what actions to take and when is huge. And many of you might be on this workshop right now because your intuition is subtly or loudly guiding you to watch it, right? And maybe there's a part of you that is like, oh, maybe I should go make dinner or do this or check my phone or whatever. And then there's a part of you being like, no, let's listen. Maybe this has something for us. Yes. So you've probably experienced before your intuition trying to get your attention. And this is going to be something to speed up your manifestation so fast. And then, of course, my favorite thing to hear from people is, I've never been able to meditate. I have ADHD. I can't meditate, yada, yada, yada. Because me too. And meditation, not just any meditation, we're not talking about the apps you can download or YouTubes or whatever, but one that trains your focus, don't mind my typos, brings you into alignment and clears your stress, energy, and overthinking, trauma long term. So the style of meditation I teach for people, I've had so many people who get distracted, can't meditate, all this different stories, ADHD, what have you. And they go through day one and they get a quiet mind. They clear their energy. By day three, they're in a super quiet, clear mind. They can feel their vibration raise. By day 4 or 5, they're talking to their intuition and they're sending out a frequency of love, being in that aligned state. So meditation is something you really need to be incorporating. It can become fun. I actually got to the point when I started, I did not like it at all. And now it's to the point where I crave that feeling. I love it. I do it every single morning. And it's just such a wonderful feeling to be in that aligned space. And it sets up your day. Whether you're doing it in the morning, night, whenever you can fit it in, fit it in. It's really important specifically because when you have scattered thoughts, overthinking, distractions, every single one of those thoughts is trying to manifest. Cool. So hone your focus. When you can bring your attention back to the now, back to what you want to intentionally manifest, you're going to get there a lot quicker because your thoughts do attract. This is true. And like we talked about in the manifestation program, there's a whole formula to it. There's a magic, there's a science to it. And on the surface, what you think about attracts. So if your thoughts are scattered, you're watching doom, you're doing all these things, worrying, we're out of alignment. And when you're in alignment, you'll primarily either have a quiet mind or inspired thinking or joyful thoughts or loving thoughts, right? And so you can tell again by how you feel if you're there or not. But if you are having trouble getting there, meditation is going to be a huge thing that you can do and to get you into it. And I have a whole entire meditation program. So if you're interested in that, definitely let me know to get you in the right track. But when you have all three of these working for you, you're clear and focused, hearing and acting on your intuition, you're in alignment, you can remove any block, your manifestations begin to come in so fast, truly so fast, that we need to slow them down. So let's go on to our next point, how to slow down your manifestations. So we know that alignment and joy bring manifestations in quicker. And on the flip side, lower energy such as frustration, fear, guilt, depression, any of those, they're going in the opposite direction of what you want. I'm guessing here, I'm guessing you don't want to feel more guilt or more fear or any of that stuff. But they are manifesting more of the same. So if your frequency is alignment and joy, beautiful. You're bringing in more experiences that match it. If your frequency is frustration, fear, guilt, beautiful. You're bringing in more experiences to manifest it, right? The good news is you're always manifesting. So you've got that down. Again, what we're looking at is how can we actually get into and maintain alignment versus how to manifest? Because you know how to manifest already. You're doing it. Whether maybe you don't know how it's working, but you're doing it. You don't have to learn how. It's natural. You're a natural manifester. How wonderful. Okay, so let's slow them down. To slow them down without stopping them, you simply rest with a balanced, content, or neutral energy. So when you feel content with what is, when you focus on what is, when you can stay appreciative for what is, keyword on is, without looking forward to anything that's still to come. So often in my Instagram stories, who knows what will be in the future, but I like to post in the mornings when I'm doing a little walk of grounding, appreciating what is, and looking forward to what's next. This is a simple recipe to manifest. Of course, more to it, right? That's why we're talking about this here. But that's your most high level overview. And so when you're looking forward to what is, this is when we have our attention. Remember, your thoughts create. So if your thoughts are on what you want, you're going to bring it in. Unless you have a fearful energy, then you're going to bring in a version of fear. But when you can slow down, change your frequency from joy and bring it down to content, we've lowered the vibration a little. We're still happy. We're still content. And we focus on what is. Everything is change. You can't escape that. The only constant is change, right? So it's still going to manifest, but you'll start to manifest more of the same, more of what is, more of what is, more of what is, versus something different. So the reason I want to talk about this here specifically is because if you're doing this already, and I did this, is it on here? Oh yeah, with yoga. I taught yoga for years. I think yoga is fantastic. The world would be a beautiful place if we all did yoga and learned their philosophies. But one of the things with them is you kind of take a backseat to all of your emotions and you watch the sadness come and go and you watch the joy come and go and you maintain a content, neutral. I'm good with all, but from a lower vibration, right? Not lower as in bad, but just like a neutral content. It's like the hourglass. Joy goes down to content, goes out to depression. And content is a skinnier, less, what's the word? Just not a higher, not as high speedy of a vibration. And so if you're practicing this too often, you'll slow down your manifestations because you're just content with what is, yes? Or sometimes you might disassociate and not lean into the bigger emotions, whether they're high or low. And this can slow them down too, because we talk about this more in the manifestation program, but it really is based on your emotions. And so when you can learn to work with your emotions and guide them and direct them like little rocket ships to manifest, it works really quick to speed up or slow down when you want. But for now, if you want to slow them down, just resting at simple, balanced, content energy is going to be your key. Remember, this is so exciting. You are the creator of your entire reality, and you get to decide how it all goes, which is amazing to me. So here's what we've covered so far. There's still a little bit more to go. The mistake most people make, especially energy practitioners with their energy, that one shift to align to all that you're wanting, those 3 accelerators to speed up your manifestations, and of course, how to slow them down. Really important to know in case you are already doing this and happen to be blocking them. And if you are, let me know. You can just type in yoga below and let me know if you are into yoga or you find that you've been doing that. Okay, so everything we've covered here, we talked about at the beginning, it's kind of like a puzzle piece. This is like having the outline of the puzzle. It feels really good. It is needed, but of course it's not the whole puzzle. I do this full time. We have an entire manifestation program where we dive deep into this. We have ongoing coaching calls throughout the year, content that you can dive into. But what's really beautiful is that alignment piece, this has people manifesting within 1 week. So this is a very massive, important part of it. We cannot skip. So maybe you're here because you're tired of waiting and wondering if your manifestations are going to come in, and you want to know for sure that they're on the way. You want to remove that doubt. Maybe this is you with binoculars looking for them. It could be that you're here because you're an energy practitioner and you want to improve your energy skills or the speed at which you're manifesting. So I really love these 2 testimonials. This is a woman in the manifestation program. We were talking about alignment and energy, and she messaged me this because she said that she was staying in alignment energy all day without trying. She didn't have to do anything. She was just in that aligned energy. It was coming effortlessly for her. And this is another woman. She's not in the manifestation program, but we've worked together and shifting around her energy and getting her into that aligned energy. She improved her session. She felt like she had such a clear session with her therapy client. And also, she felt like, what did she write? Um, oh yeah, she had a lot of clarity and she got a breakthrough with her clients for her therapy session. But then also she said as a whole, it's helping her as a practitioner, whether Reiki practitioner or therapy, she does both, and just really shifting the way that she shows up. It's having a ripple effect, improving her energy skills. When you learn this, it improves your energy skills. Maybe also, don't mind my pun, you've been hearing all the buzz and good vibes around manifestation, and you want to see how to make it work for you, which by now, hopefully you may have picked up that manifestation is always at play, regardless if you're being intentional with it or not. So you may as well be intentional and use it. This is another woman. Her and I only did one Psych K session together. She's not in the manifestation program, but we just changed some beliefs for her. Remember at the beginning, I was talking about the yoga and how when I changed some beliefs, my class size doubled, went on a retreat, did all these things just from some beliefs. And then her and I worked together just one session. She was working in a school for, I don't know if it was high school, elementary. She was working in a school and wanting to leave to start her own energetic practice. And so she'd been thinking about it, wanting to do it, but she was nervous to tell her family what she was into. She was nervous the backlash she might get telling everybody at school that she wanted to quit to be an energy practitioner. All these different things were coming up for her. And so we went through the belief changes, and then just from changing her feeling comfortable, confident, her communication skills to talk to all these people about this, she went on, easily had the conversation to tell everybody. They were super supportive of her, which was amazing. And then she got back to me within a couple weeks. She said, it's been so interesting. I'm mapping out my mastermind today. I'm leaning into big ideas that before I was too scared to pursue. So before, excuse me, she was having all these different blocks and she just couldn't make the breakthroughs, couldn't make progress. We did one session, changed her belief, which changed her energy, put her more in alignment. And she was off and running. She's now since done the mastermind, a couple of them. She has her own energy business. She's doing really, really well. And so much has changed for her just from a couple different beliefs. So maybe you're here for the belief changes, for the energy changes, whatever it is that you are ready to change. And maybe you don't know exactly why you're here. It could be your intuition brought you here and you felt the pull, and that's okay too. So manifestation is really active and working for you in every single moment of your life, which is beautiful. Every moment of your life. It's working. It's like the full-time assistant. How wonderful. And so I don't need to tell you, if you're here right now, you know this. And you know that it's your own alignment that will bring you to your manifestations. It is your own alignment. This is not something somebody else can do for you. They cannot do your push-ups to make you stronger. You must do your push-ups. Your own alignment is what's going to bring your manifestations. And it's something you can shift right now. You can tap in, see how well you're fitting into, feeling into joy, how well you can maintain it. This is key, right? We want to be able to maintain it. We want to have energy mastery. We want to be able to shift our emotion on demand whenever you want. So manifestation really is always emotion, whether you're intentional with it or not. I personally like to be intentional and use manifestation. This is again where we're coming into, it's working for you every moment of your day anyway, so may as well make the most of it. We talk about 11 different universal laws in the manifestation program, one of which is the universal law of cause and effect. So universal law of cause and effect states there is always a causer and an effect. And this is really important to look at, especially if we maybe jump into this workshop and think, oh, it's too much trouble. I'm not going to pay attention to that. I don't want to learn more. But then if you are not actively becoming the causer of your life, you live by somebody else's cause. You become an effect. And so, again, especially with empaths, you might see that person was angry. I picked up that anger. Oh, now I've got their anger. Or I see somebody crying and I can't help it. I get overwhelmed with sadness. Or I see the news going on and I get overwhelmed with sadness instead of being part of the solution, being part of the cause of a better world, of a better outcome, of a better relationship, of a better parenting relationship with your child or with your parent. You live by the effects. I don't know about you, but I don't want to live by the effects anymore. I like to cause good things in the world. I like to cause my reality into existence. So really start to think about that if you want to step into role of being somebody who causes what you want versus somebody who just says, I'll just live by the effects of others. And what we've covered here isn't something that might work. This is just the puzzle. This is it. It's a massive piece of the puzzle to how manifestation works. Manifestation is always matching your frequency. That's true. Absolutely. And It's the whole puzzle together that works to maintain your aligned frequency. This is what I want you guys to master. Energetic mastery, being able to master your own frequency, hold it in alignment no matter what's going on, so that you can ask for your manifestations. You'll learn how to ask in a specific way where you know with conviction, certainty that it will come in. When you have this really strong 100% certainty, this is what helps it to manifest. Because if you have any doubt, you send that energetic signal again that says, I don't think this will come in. And so of course it doesn't come in, right? You manifest lack. So you really must get into understanding how manifestation works so that you can tap into that certainty, to that knowing, to know that you're doing it in the right way. So the whole puzzle together is exactly how I've manifested what's in my life, whether it's my dream, like truly, it's so interesting to think about. If I had an actual $1 billion, I wouldn't move. I wouldn't change my home, my property, nothing. So it's just mind-blowing to me that I don't know how many people can say that I really did manifest the dream home. And this is a picture, this is another manifestation. This is me and my dad. He lives in Ohio. I've lived in Washington State for a few years. And one of my manifestations was to see the Northern Lights over our glacier. And specifically when my dad was visiting. And he'd never visited. I didn't know how or when it would happen, but I set the manifestation, got my clarity that, yep, it's coming in. And I was like, cool. I'll trust it. I'll wait. And he happened to visit, this was 2024 on my birthday. So he arrived May 9th. My birthday is May 11th. And midnight on May 10th to May 11th, we saw the Northern Lights over the glacier with my dad. And it was just so beautiful, especially lined up on my birthday, that it happened to be when he was visiting that we had a big solar storm. We got that manifestation. And whether it's something I was manifesting for him, to be honest, I was more into it, the Northern Lights, than he was, but I think he was excited about it too. Whether it's travel, something with your family, dream work, you can start to influence so much of your life. And also, this is something that works for my clients in the program as well, whether they're private clients or in the program. We've seen healthy pregnancies come after infertility, new jobs blooming. Somebody went on an African safari, which is really beautiful. It's the exact formula to manifest anything you want. I see a lot of things out there for manifestation that are like, manifest your business or manifest your soulmate or manifest this, that, and whatever. But wouldn't you rather get to the ground root of how to manifest all of it than just piece together something here and there and still need other things? To me, I really want to just share, this is how it works for any and all of it. It's so important to me that you know this. And it's also exactly what this woman, we went through a process. There's a process in the manifestation program for your different specific topics. So you learn the basics, and then if you want to manifest your soulmate or travel or whatever your job, you have what we call the packet section, and you go fill out that packet, boom, it's manifested. And so she went through the packet section in December and she filled out her one-on work, and it was really nice. She messaged back and she said, this was in February, I think she messaged. And so within 2 months, she said that she had calls set up with Morocco and other places in Europe, which was her dream, to go travel and teach yoga around and get paid for it. And not only did she get the jobs, she has since gone, traveled, been there, and come back. And she had the most fabulous time. And now she's working on a new packet for her new work experience because, she got it and now she's on to the next. So what's also really exciting with this is manifestation to me isn't one and done. It's we manifest, we evolve, we grow, and then we do it again. We manifest, we evolve and grow, and we do it again. And it's this continual path that always unfolds for you, which is exciting. And it really doesn't matter if you're new to energy work or you've been practicing for decades. The same universal laws apply to us all. This woman was brand new to energy. She joined in the very first round of the manifestation program, has done so well with it. She's an energy practitioner herself now. A lot of times people come in, find how easy and fun it is to work with energy, and boom, they're off practicing. And I've also had people who've been practicing mediums for years, who have been energy people for years, and they still can't quite figure it out. And so they come in, get what they need, and then they're off and running and so much better with their practices and their manifestations. Some of the biggest benefits, I think, of learning the whole puzzle, I mean, we've talked about it before, joy, alignment. You feel great. You actually end up replacing stress with joy, difficulties with so much more ease. I'm not going to tell you it's a life full of rainbows, but what I will say is the storms seem softer, more to appreciate, prettier. the difficulties will change. I can't describe it till you go through it. Maybe you've been there where you learn how to manifest really well. You learn how to stay in alignment, and then things that used to be so difficult for you, now suddenly you can manage, and it's not so bad. You hold alignment through it, which is what I hope for everybody. You end up adding more positive energy to the world. Oh my gosh, this is the one that I'm in it for. I mean, yes, I love to see your manifestations come in, but you being in alignment is the world becoming more in alignment. It's the ripple effect. It goes far and wide. This is a woman who joined July 29th, and she said this evening after yoga, the instructor came over to me and said when she walked by her in Savasana, she felt a big warm wave of energy over her and just wanted to stand there. She went on to say, it's so cool to hear that somebody could physically feel the positive energy coming off of her. She was in alignment, holding it, maintaining it with ease. People could feel it around her and wanted to be in that happy energy. And then later on, she came back to edit because abundance will become your new normal, whether it's wealth, health, abundance of good. She came back and edited, I went to check out at dinner after yoga, and the bartender told me somebody else took care of my bill. And then she was like, is this my new life? Which, yes, it is. I'm so grateful and blissful today. And this is what we're talking about with the snowball effect. You get into authentic alignment, and then you get the manifestation starting to come in, and then the seeing them come in raises your energy even more, and you're just often running into the snowball effect, which is why you want to learn how to slow them down eventually. But you get so much out of it once you get into alignment. You'll finally shift your vibration. You can attract in that dream life, the partnership where you communicate well, where you help each other and laugh every day, the clients who you love, better and deeper connections with your kids. So much changes, whether it's beautiful experiences, travel. You can attract the home if you want the beach view and the pillars, or like me, a home nestled into the mossy forest at the foot of your favorite mountain. Of course, I had to throw that in there. Okay, so if there's one thing to take away from today, to know that manifestation, it's a simple formula you can follow. I teach the formula in a straightforward way so that you don't just know some manifesting tricks here and there, but rather this is about learning to master your energy at the deepest level so that you can effortlessly manifest anything you want. This is not just, a how-to guide, fill out this workbook, manifest, boom, you're done, and still not really know if it's going to work. This is really understanding energy, really understanding how manifestation is coming in and how to shift your energy, especially if you have different stuff going on with traumas and insecurities. We want to it's all just energy. We want to be able to shift that up and out. And this is something that's of course changed my entire world, quite literally, and the world of my students. It is a repeatable formula you can apply yourself as proven by those students. I hope you hear, I know some people it doesn't always sink in. So come back to this again as often as you want. But you can manifest anything you want. And you can turn your life into a version that seems like a dream. What's really exciting to me, if there is any dream on your mind, remember, it's from your higher self first anyway, saying, this is what we want for you. Go live it. Go down there, go live it. So if it's on your mind, if you want it, it is a sign from your intuition that it's absolutely possible for you. That's why you're here, to bring it through, to learn, to grow, to experiencing it. So imagine knowing without a shadow of a doubt. Could you imagine every single day, like I said in manifestation, knowing that you are directly moving towards it, waking up and actually feeling relaxed and aligned as things naturally and effortlessly start to work out in your highest interest. I use the boat metaphor a lot when teaching, where in the beginning, if you're coming in with a lot of trauma, a lot of heavy energy and stuff, it might feel like a little bit of a push in the beginning. But say your boat is heading towards negative manifestations, towards what you do not want. And so to turn the boat might be a little bit of push. You might need some fuel, right? But then once you get aligned where you want to go, it's the teeniest, tiniest calibrations. And this makes a huge difference. This is the exact parallel with if you have a lot of heavy emotions, a lot of limiting beliefs, a lot of stuff to clear. Yeah, there's a push, and that's why there's a whole program to support you and to help you learn how to shift that energy. But once your energy is in authentic alignment, you stay. you'll start to see evidence of, and the actual manifestations come in every single day, which is fun, and be able to shift your energy, but then also shift the energy of others with your intention. So you can be able to create whatever life you want to experience, which is huge. And I love this little airplane metaphor too, where, I don't know if you've heard the metaphor of if a plane takes off around New York and say they're headed for Vancouver, BC in Canada, but then they're off by 1 or 2 degrees, just a tiny little bit of change off of alignment. They might end up somewhere farther south than they imagined, or farther north, depending which way, right? But being able to be very focused, understanding when you are in alignment, massive for getting towards your manifestations. Otherwise, you'll end up off course. I don't want that for you. So only question left is, how can you manifest, stay in that alignment despite when life gets challenging? So again, this is when we are finding it rough to stay in alignment on our own. So of course, take what we covered today, dive deeper into it on your own any way you can, get into true alignment as much as you're able, even when things get difficult. Or B, I'm happy to share more with you, teaching, healing, integrating all of it. Again, this slide is from when I was doing this live, and we would talk about where we're going to open up doors for the manifestation program soon. Here's what it is. And for now, though, if you want to talk more about it, there should be a link somewhere on this screen where you can book a private Zoom call. And I'm happy to talk about where are you with your energy? Where are you with your manifestations? What are you looking for? And then the next time the doors open, we can talk about getting you in, but if it is the right fit. But for right now, just know that, yeah. I'll actually give you a sneak peek in a moment of what the manifestation program is like. I am super happy to share more with you about it. Definitely book that call. It's specifically for those, like we talked about, who are really wanting to master their energy and shift the things in their life. So this is what current and past students have experienced. So of course, new clients coming in. This one I really love. This was specific from the meditation that I was talking about, where even just after 2 days, she was feeling more calm and peaceful. And then we talked about it, the secret wax off, wax on, because it's you being in alignment, right? We want to be in that calm, peaceful energy. It is the alignment. And then this one was really lovely too. She said it was the most powerful stance she'd ever had on powerful spiritual stance that she'd ever had. And this was from one of our workshops. There's tons of workshops in there where we go through different Reikis. You get energy healings, upgrades, all kinds of stuff. You do not have to do this alone. It's not just, here's a workbook of 5 steps to manifest, but it's the whole kit and caboodle of everything you need to manifest, as well as all of the healing, the integrating, all of it. This shifts the vibrations that you can do on demand on your own as well. And then this person here, she said she manifested a new job, much more money from the past, which is beautiful, money coming in. This one I really loved. She said it's kind of interesting how when you get busy and your vibration's in a good place, no more complaining, it all starts to manifest. It works just like you teach. So this is another example of get into alignment, set your manifestations, and then just know that they're going to come in, and they start to come in for you, which is really beautiful. This woman said, I'm more aware of when my manifestations are happening, both good and not so good. We're easily able to have an attitude of gratitude, aka be in alignment. This woman, this was one of our workshops we did together, which is recorded, ready to go for you too inside of the manifestation program. And this was on opening up to your intuition, being able to talk to your intuition back and forth for a specific topic. And she said so many ideas and helpful nudges came through to me. She said I didn't mean to be so brief. I was just antsy to go write them down. She must have left early from the class, but I followed up with her, and not only did the ideas come in, but she was able to take action on them. She now has her own business, and all kinds of beautiful things are happening for her too. One of my favorites here. Oh, this woman said, this is another reason too I like to put together the program. This isn't just, I love to be interactive with people. So we have group coaching we do all year round. So having someone there to ask questions was the biggest thing helping her on her journey versus learning something, getting confused, and then getting stuck, right? I want you to be able to get through everything that comes up. One other person, oh, before we get there, I guess we'll talk about this one first. Brianna put in there. She said after 1 week, she felt more calm and grounded and feeling like she did not have to force anything. She was even changing what she wanted to manifest after her initially joining, which is really wonderful. She felt excited instead of stressed and anxious. So she was feeling lighter. She was more in alignment. After just 1 week of joining, she was already in alignment and maintaining it as well. And then this one too, this is a woman from the manifestation program. She said her biggest breakthrough so far has been shifting through the fears and limitations that were holding her back. She does this with a deep sense of knowing that everything's working out for her. She said, I would take this course again just to learn how to shift negative emotions into high vibrational ones. So again, it's not just learning how does manifestation work, but it's really understanding how to shift your emotions, how to shift your energy, how to be a master of energy. And again, you learned it on week 1. She said she's excited to leave a life and job that she doesn't find fulfilling and start to travel the world, which is really exciting. She's now growing her dream business. And what's really, really lovely, she said, I've been studying law of attraction for years. And in just a few months, 2 months, because when we initially did this, if you go through the program, it takes maybe 6, 8 weeks if you do one module a week. So just a couple weeks, she made more progress than she had in 10 years trying to offer it or trying to learn it on her own. So this just really cuts through the mess, cuts through the confusion, gets you into aligned energy and manifesting quickly, shifting your energy so that you can go on. And of course, my selfish ripple effect, shift the energy of those around you, shift the energy of your clients, make the impact you are here to make one way or the other, whether it's the way you show up with your kids, your partner, people in the store, people who are your clients, people who are your coworkers, whatever it is, it makes a difference. So as my thank you to being here, again, when this was live, I would pop this up on the screen right now, but you have it in your email. Make sure you sign up for the email. I'll try to put a little pop-up on the YouTube if I can figure that out. But also, it'll be down below in the description. Make sure you get this gift. I think it's good for one time. So when you sign up, make sure you get it and focus on it. And you've got it for the month, so you've got time. You taking your time to align your energy, this is how the world becomes more joyful and abundance. And this is it. This is the work that we're doing. So I have such massive gratitude for you for being here. I do want to share a couple more things with you. Serena, she is in the manifestation program. She manifested a new client contacting her within hours of the first class. She was our very first testimony on the screen earlier. She'd been wanting to bring in clients for months and months and nothing. The only thing that shifted was her energy. We add on to the alignment that we're talking about here in module 1 of the manifestation program. Excuse me, we do an exercise to put you into alignment, and then boom, her energy changed, her experience changed, a new client, and then another one the next week, and then another, and it was just kind of like the snowball rolling. And then Georgia, who was working a corporate job, she wanted to leave and travel. She has now not only begun traveling, this needs updated, she's been traveling and is already back. She said she's been seeing new possibilities and manifestations pop up all over. By the way, I think she traveled for like 6 months or something like that, had a wonderful time. She said the course has changed her worldview and helped her see how magical it all is, which is just huge for me. I'm so excited for her. And of course, grateful for the outlook the course has given her, and looking forward to even more manifestations to come. So again, once you manifest something, like she went traveling, now it's back and on to the next. Matisse, she was a practicing medium wanting to expand her reach without effort or social media. And after manifesting $100 bills within the first week, which was really fun, she was also reached out to by multiple publications. She was featured on TV and a magazine and asked to be featured in somebody else's Facebook group. She didn't need to be there, with over 100,000 of the ideal clientele, all from her energy change. So I'd like to know down below too in the comments, which one of these testimonials speaks to you the most, is most exciting to you? Because when we see evidence of other people, it starts to tell our brain, I can do this too. And if your brain is stuck thinking that worked for them, but not me, this is another limiting belief we want to look at and address, because there's not a human, plant, animal on earth that this will not work for. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. So wherever you are right now, please do schedule a call. I love connecting on Zoom. I want to talk about where you are with your energy, where you are with your limiting beliefs, what's going on for you, and we'll see where you are and see if working together would be a good fit. It is the replay. So again, this was from when I did it live, but the link is down in the description below. Please make sure to book that. However, I will give a disclaimer. The call is not for everyone. This is not a free session, but this is really just kind of like a discussion and like a consultation, I suppose, to see how we can shift you towards your manifestations more. This is for people who are ready to flip their patterns. They know something's not been working for them. They're ready to manifest their energy. And if you want to be able to manifest with ease, on demand, change any patterns, limiting beliefs, any of that stuff, or maybe you just think it sounds phenomenal to learn how to manifest at this deep level, Beautiful. Let me know. Schedule that call and we'll get connected. This really is where magic meets science and all your desires become reality. So I'm going to shift into showing you first. Let me know in the comments your biggest takeaway from all of this, and then schedule your call. We'll connect, get clear on your next moves for energy alignment and manifestation, just like I mentioned. But I also want to show you like a super sneak peek into the manifestation program itself. So let me see if I can pull that up. Okay, here we go. So this is the library that you get. There's a lot that comes with it. You get the manifestation program. Like I mentioned, we do year-round coaching, the meditation. This is specifically amazing for those who are into, what am I saying? Or who have ADHD or find struggle to meditate. This will work for everybody. There's so much that goes into it. One of my favorite things are these bonus workshops. If you want to book that call, this isn't for everybody, but if you want to book that call now while you're here, and we can see about getting this included as well. There's a lot of wonderful stuff in here, whether you want to do past life regression, crystal healing, really learning to read your own energy, doing soul retrievals, so much different stuff in here as well. But then the real, what is it? The real wonderful part, I guess, another word for it, but what most people come for, of course, is the manifestation program itself. So this is where you dive deep into not only learning everything about energy alignment, doing that exercise that is going to shift all your manifestations, but also we go further into really looking at everything you need. So the first couple modules, you'll be manifesting. I think it's by module 4, you start to write down everything that is already coming in. So again, if you go week by week, within a month, but you could breeze through them too, and within like a week or two, you could be at that point as well. It's very, very likely you'll see shifts within the first week. And then further on too, we talk more about how to remove your own energy blocks. So yes, there's live coaching, there's hypnosis, everything you need to do to shift your energy, but also there's a lot of little bonuses in here for you too, but then also this whole section on clearing your energy in all these different ways. And this is continually added to too. One of the most populars is the 60-second belief change. Rewind technique is one of my favorites to change a story of what's going on. So much fun stuff to explore here. We can talk about this more on Zoom if you want to as well. But I'm really just excited to have you here, have you stepping more into alignment. Like we talked about, there's nothing more important than this. There's nothing more important than this. When you change your energy, you change your world, you change your manifestations, you change how you show up as a parent, as a partner, as everything. This is everything. So make sure you book that call. I cannot wait to hear from you. Oh, and a final note, I said I'd talk about the next upcoming workshop. Again, this is going to be live for you on YouTube to watch whenever you want. So you might be seeing this Christmas Day. I don't know when. And the live workshops are scheduled every couple months. Usually, eventually they'll be once a year. But for now, just send me a message. Say, hey, I just saw that Simple Secret workshop on YouTube. I'm really looking forward to your next webinar. Do you have a date for it? I really want to come to the next workshop. The one that I'm putting together right now, we take 4 pieces, deep diving into manifestation and really breaking them apart so that you have a more well-rounded experience of it. So this is definitely needed. Hope you get a lot out of this. Book that call, do that energy healing. You've got a lot to work with. And then the next one will be coming up hopefully soon. But yeah, I'll see you then. And thank you so much for taking the time to be here. Take that picture. I'll smile nice. Go post to Instagram and get entered in the drawing as well. Lots to manifest here. So excited for you. So excited for you. I'll see you soon.